We already knew Chris Chan was guilty, but if anyone is questioning if Chris Chan was insane enough to not know what he did to his mother, come on. Let's just get into it. This is unreal.
Skip it up and that up.
So Chris Chan, who I am going to refer to as he here because it's known within the trans community that Chris Chan became trans because he was looking to get with a woman. The trans community disavows him. Okay, that is out of the way now for people who are going to get annoyed at me calling Chris Chan a he. We know that he is the most documented person on the internet. And we've also seen the downfall of Chris Chan. As a matter of fact, I'm friends with him still outside of YouTube. Blockbuster Critic, an OG, you probably remember him from YouTube back in the days, predicted that it was going to end terribly for Chris. But we both did not see how terribly it was going to end and what he was going to end up doing to his mother. If you don't know the story, I know YouTube has become more lenient with what you talk about, but I don't think they'll be lenient with this. A troll, needless to say, Isabella Janke, I believe is her name, who is horrible too, manipulated Chris into doing something to his mom that I can't mention here. Just it's the R word. Multiple times too, and Chris Chan then bragged about it to Isabella. It was absolutely insane what happened and horrifying. And Chris Chan was in jail for a while, but then was released, and he isn't even considered an offender. And someone put together a pretty good theory as to why Chris Chan was let go. Let me read it to you here. This comes from Cyborg Ago Investigator over on Reddit. For those wondering why did Chris Chan get their charges dropped, here's most likely what happened. The judge, prosecutor, and defense lawyer met up before the trial. The defense lawyer shows the prosecutor and judge plenty of different examples he found over the years indicating a great insanity, mentally ill case defense of Chris Chan. It doesn't mean he wasn't conscious of the thing that he was doing was wrong. We'll see evidence of that from Chris himself in a few minutes. The prosecutor and judge knew this was an open and shut case, and taking it to trial wasn't worth it for anybody involved. So the prosecutor, State of Virginia, drops the charges on the condition Chris be institutionalized to a certain degree and that he be kept away from Barbara. It's so weird. How do you even... Anyway, I will say the state and defense really ended up saving a jury from immense trauma and potential harassment from people online. That is true. It probably wasn't the main factor the state took into consideration when dropping charges, but it was definitely a contributing factor given Chris's notoriety. In short, all parties of the court agree it's an open and shut case for insanity/mental illness. The charges dropped, assuming certain conditions are met. Overall, it's just not worth putting anyone through a Chris Chan trial, which I mostly agree with. But him being insane, he is. But you could see here in this clip I'm about to show you that Chris Chan knows what he did. So he live streams. He now has his own YouTube channel. Again, he's an exonerated human being, so he can. And someone super chatted him about what he did to his mother, and his face just says everything. It's actually, I'm not even trying to be funny, it's kind of haunting, and it was uncomfortable to watch because his expression showed the guilt. Just take a look and then we'll discuss.
Aye. One heart piece. No, that was a bump. Okay, do.
You saw what the person wrote, and did you see his face? Did you see Chris Chan's face when they wrote that? All right, Chris Chan's insane. Duh, no kidding. But obviously, Chris Chan knows the right between right and wrong, because he wouldn't have had that reaction when seeing that super chat. You could see the disgust. You could see the guilt. You could see the horror in his face because he knew what he did. Now, I'm not taking away anything from those monstrous trolls that knew that they could kind of mold Chris like a piece of clay. But as you see, he has enough going on upstairs to know what's right and wrong. And that clip proved it. His face showed everything. Chris Chan should not be a free human being. Maybe not prison, but lifetime institutionalization. I think that's the right word. He should be institutionalized, I should say, for the rest of his life. Absolutely. Involuntarily. What makes you think he's not going to do this again? I remember watching the documentary from Gamer from Mars, and he was writing a comic. This was when Chris Chan, when he was really Chris Chan. This is another reason why I call him he. I always think of the Chris Chan where he had the Sonichu pendant on looking for a boyfriend-free girl. In the documentary about Chris Chan, okay, he wrote a comic, and he's told the girl he wrote a comic because it kept him from doing things that were worse. What do you think he meant by that? Chris Chan is a danger. Chris Chan is mentally ill, but he also knows, because you saw it there, right from wrong. And I don't think that Chris Chan can control his impulses. I don't think it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when Chris Chan does something else like he did to Barbara. And the fact that he is free and not kind of on any kind of lists, I don't even know what to say. I understand what that was they were saying about the court case and all that, but there's no way Chris Chan should just be roaming free and live streaming on YouTube right now. It is an absolute recipe for disaster. But here we are. The next chapter of the Chris Chan saga is being written as we speak, and I'm afraid to see how it ends. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one. Check out my live stream and music channels, top pin comment, and top links below in the description. Have a good one.
What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.